Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to UltimateE and IRC's Formula One 2019 Farewell GP. We're at Mexico at the Autodromo Hermanes Rodriguez, and we're in for an absolute cracker this Super Sunday. We've been racing Le Mans for 24 hours. We've got this lined up for us now, the farewell to the 2019 game at Mexico between UltimateE and the IRC, in collaboration with the IRC as well. It's going to be a cracker that we've got on. I've got couple A6 from the IRC team with me by my side. Couple, how are you?
Doing very well. Thanks for having us. Yeah, it's going to be a cracker of a race. We've got the fastest Indians lined up, all charging, ready to charge up onto the battlefield. Let's see how it goes.
I think like Tarun said, Kapil said, they are ready to charge onto this battlefield. This battlefield that we're racing in today is at the Mexico circuit at the Autodromo Hermanes Rodriguez. We're going to have two races for you today, as always, when we do our F1. But this time with a twist. We're not going to have a 5-lap race. Both races are going to be 25% race distance, and it's going to have a pit stop in both races, which will be mandatory. Qualifying for race 1 will be a one-shot qualifying, and we're going to have a reverse grid at the top 8 for qualifying number 2. We're going to see two exciting races, and these guys are the ones to watch out for. I'm going to quickly take you through the grid and the rules and regulations and bring Couple on board to talk about the drivers that we have. But as we wait for the lobby to get ready, and then we go straight into one-shot qualifying. Red Bull, we have the ILRT Black Panther Lowered Butane. We have Freeman. For Toro Rosso, we have Utkarsh Kumar and the Black Sheep. For Alfa Romeo, we have Sebastian Gronet, who just might not race with us today because of his PC problems, and Adil Chinoy. Ferrari, we've got Vignesh Balasubramani and Ninja Zero Sarthak Ray. For Williams, we've got Amit Kuti and AM Carey. These guys are the quickest from both sides of the grid, and this is one team to watch out for. McLaren, we've got Daniel Joseph and Tane. For Renault, we've got Brihat Juneja and Satvik. Mercedes, we've got Mahaveer Raghunathan, a former Formula 2 driver, so it's great to have him on board, racing this Formula 1 game with us, and Shubham Das as his teammate. For Racing Point, we've got BSR Bird and Richard. Haas, we've got Jade Tropkov and Krishana Datubuyan, or just KDB as he'd like to be called. So a great lineup that we've got today with us. 20 or 19 rather, 19 super exciting names, some brilliant talent on this grid.
Absolutely. There's no shortage of talent here tonight for our viewers here. From the IRC side, I would like to go through some of the drivers, namely Adil Chinoy, our very own supreme leader.
He's called.
Yeah, that's what he's known for. He is a 4-time drivers championship here in IRC. Moving on to Black Sheep, well, his name says it all. He is from Scotland, and he is known for his devious tactics in and around the racetrack. After that, we have ST, our very own administrator, very down-to-earth guy, and he will be the competitor for Mahaveer Raghunathan tonight. Let's see who comes out on top. Yeah. Moving on, we have Sarthak Ray, our ninja boy. Following that, we have one of the quickest drivers on from IRC, AM, or also popularly known as Carey. Moving on, we have Tani. All of the IRC lineup is tier 1. So definitely we are giving you the best that IRC and India has to offer. So let's see what they can provide for us. Moving on. Yeah.
That's exactly what the viewers want to watch. Everyone watching and tuning in tonight. These, like Kapil said, these are some of the best names and some of the best that India has to offer. Of course, we're playing the PC version of the game tonight, not on the PlayStation 4. So these names will be different, and it's going to be followed by the GT between India and Argentina. So stick around, don't go anywhere, because it's going to be a long Sunday evening with us here at UltimateE and IRC. But quickly, I'm going to take you guys to the rules and regulations that we have, and then I'm going to bring Couple in to talk a little bit about this track, because it's a superb little track. So we're going to be with damage on. It's going to be strict corner. Of course, damage will be reduced. Safety cars off. Here's a twist in the tail. For round 1 of the race number 1, the weather is going to be dynamic. So who knows? If it rains, it pours. And in Mexico, you never know what might happen with that. And round 2 is going to be clear, of course. ABS on. Traction control is going to be high, and gears are auto. All these are optional. The drivers can set this up whichever way they feel fit. Coming straight back into the circuit at Mexico, we've got Autodromo Hermanes Rodriguez and couple. This 4.3 kilometer circuit because it's got 17 corners. We're racing 7,000 feet above sea level, so aero comes into big play. 2 DRS zones and over a kilometer long with a start-finish straight.
Absolutely. The first sector is where all the action's going to be. Two massively long DRS straights for all the overtaking action, followed by a lot of twists and turns in the S section of Sector 2. That's where the tire life and tire wear will really come into play, followed by a beautiful, massive stadium section in Sector 3, where all the fans are roaring for our Indian drivers to go on and have a beautiful race. So yeah, all to play for. Yeah.
We've almost started up. We're almost getting set to go on a qualifying number one. This is going to be a one-shot qualifying, so we're just going to maybe able to follow one driver around while he's on a hot lap. Of course, this will tell us what the grid is for race number one as well. It's going to be as per qualifying, and then we go into a 25% of the race. So I'm guessing around 20 laps and on is what we're going to see, because a mandatory pit stop is going to come into play. So tire strategy now, couple, will come into play this time out, because some of the guys just might start on the harder compound.
Absolutely. We got to see how the qualifying pans out. We're just about ready. Everyone's readied up. So let's get on board with the action. It is one-shot qualifying.
For sure, qualifying. I think we're right now on board with, is it Amit Kuti? Yeah, we're on board with Amit Kuti right now. One of the quickest drivers we've got around town. Take us through this hot lap, couple.
All right, so DRS wide open, long 1 kilometer, over a kilometer straight. So will look to spot his braking marker at the 100-meter board. Locks up a bit, wants to get a beautiful exit out of turn 2, slingshotting out of turn 3 onto the second straight. DRS open again, fantastic exit. He looks to be in P3. Let's see if he can claw back a bunch of positions. Now locking up again into sector 2. Bunch of 90-degree curves here. Will definitely put the tires into a lot of pressure. And moving on to the S section here, easy to lock up, easy to cut the corner. Let's see if he can keep it together and clean, most importantly. I can see a couple of drivers moving down and gaining positions. Moving on to the stadium section, mounting all the curb, beautiful exit, and a huge 270-degree turn to the left. So waving to the crowd and onto the final corner where Bottas famously lost it, and a quick dab to the line, and that's P2 for Mit and P1 for Chinoy.
P1, there we go. I think Adil Chinoy now, MaranelloBaby is put up on front. He's like a couple said, one of the fastest guys around town. He's beaten Amit Kuti to the line, but Amit Kuti also, you've got to give it him. He's coming off a 24-hour Le Mans stint straight into this F1 2019 game, and we know how quick this guy is, so he's going to give it right. But there we go. That's our top now for the Mexican Grand Prix. We've got Adil Chinoy in first place, Amit Kuti in second, Iceman in third, the Black Panther in fourth, Sathagre in fifth place, KD, who's KDB, Kushana Buyan in 7th place, VRL Joe in 8th, Satvik in 9th, Mahaveer Raghunathan in 10th place. So I'm sure we're going to see him make up a couple of places from there. Freeman in 11th place, Richard in 12th, the Black Sheep in 13th, 14th we have Danny, Thunderbird in 6th, 17th we have SD, which is Shubham Das, your administrator, and AM. What happened to him? Because he was one of the quickest drivers being disqualified, so I'm guessing he's cut the corner somewhere.
Yeah, that's the painful part of Mexico. It's very easy to track it, and as you know, you fall to the back of the grid. So all to play for here in Mexico. Let's see how they do in the 25%.
We are almost ready to go racing right now, couple, because we've got a 25% race on our hands, ladies and gentlemen, which means the grid is now being formed. We have Adil Chinoy on pole, followed very closely by Amit Kuti. We know people like Mahaveer Raghunathan, AM, all of these guys, Shubham Das, they all have the pace starting much further back down the grid. They're going to come back on very, very strong because it is a long race. Tire strategies, pit stops, conserving those tires, conserving that fuel. It's all to play for right now, couple.
Yeah, Mexico is definitely known for having low grip. So tire wear into the second half of the race will definitely come into play. So let's see what the drivers have to show.
Yep, because here we are. We're waiting on the starting grid. We're almost ready to go. The 5 lights are going to go off. and we are gonna go racing in no time. The pipelines get going. Adil gets a super start off the start line. Ahmed Kudi right behind him, and this is a long start for this straight all the way to the first corner. Ahmed Kudi seems to have some crazy drive off the start because he's already coming at Adil, and behind him between Black Panther, UK, Iceman seems to be losing a couple of positions. Lots of people going up and down, but come here, corner number 1. Here we go. Ahmed Kudi showing his class in the field, and he comes up in first place. Black Panther has come up in second place. So Adil Chinoy off pole position. That was expected because in that slipstream, he will lose a lot of time coming through. But there he goes, dropping a little few more places. Drop off actually quite a bit right now because Black Panther and Chinoy are battling for second and third as we go through the first sector, coming down to the second sector, and this is when we're going to start going through the S's, and the cars will start losing grip in the dirt. Yeah, now this is going to give Ahmed Kudi a little bit of breathing space for 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got a ton of guys battling for good positions, and this is super close racing as we go into S's. These guys are given no quarter to each other, and this is a DRS zone, so we know there is overtaking possibilities here. And Adil Chinoy seems to be coming back very hard now at the Black Panthers. He's going to make it stick. He's just not able to make it stick in the Alfa Romeo. And behind him in the Mercedes now, behind him we've got Iceman as well now up in the 4th place. That is a cracker of an opening lap because this now coming down the long start finish straight while Ahmed Kudi is in the lead. Between 2, 3, 4, 5, there is absolutely nothing here at point 4, and this DRS and this long straight is going to give these guys a slipstream because you can see him now gaining. Iceman's gaining on Adil Chinoy, coming down the first corner, and Adil Chinoy's got the Black Panther in his sights. Is he going to take him down? Oh, heavy braking between the two going into turn number 1. Oh, they've both made contact and both made huge contact. Oh, it's a little bit of lag because they don't seem to keep damage from their cars. But here we go, Iceman now trying to pick up pieces from Adil Chinoy and Black Panther in second and third. And whoa, breaks it a little too late as things settle down. Couple, what a great opening lap we've had.
Absolutely, all this battling between the top second, third, and fourth is letting Myth get away from the pack. And now Chinoy is going to be hot on his tail, trying to get back into the leading pack. Let's see if he can get it done. Now moving down the pack, we have a lot more battles between Sathik Ray and Sathwik. Everyone keeping it clean so far. SD unfortunately not having the best of races, but AM making up a couple of positions.
And look at that, Mahaveer Raghunathan has made up a bunch of positions in 8th place with Sathik now in 7th. So as it's settling down, the gap now, ladies and gentlemen, between 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, less than a second between them. It is super close racing right now with 3 laps out of the 18 laps completed. There's already a yellow flag in sector 3, so I'm guessing someone's dropping down the order of my timing screens. Who is that? Yeah, that looks like Thunderbird dropping off my timing screen. So Juneja looks like he made a mistake, dropped down on the 17th place, but out ahead right now. Ahmed Kudi seems to be controlling this race really well. A couple.
Yeah, Sathwik, and Sathwik just made an overtake on UK. Now it's kind of difficult to track out because everyone's so bunched up together, but looking at the podium right now, slowly starting to spread out, but the midfield is still very bunched up.
Yeah, but if you look at the timings that Adil Chinoy is putting in right now, he's been taking a 10th out of Ahmed Kudi in every other corner. So Adil Chinoy definitely has a pace on this track. Listen, he's been putting in the hours because the gap has now come down to 3/10 now below 2 seconds. So 1.7 between Ahmed Kudi and Adil Chinoy. So there is a lot to play for right now.
Yeah, he did set the fastest lap last time around. Let's see how much more he can claw down in this lap.
And Black Panther and Iceman seems to be getting into another battle for the last spot on the podium. Wait, nothing between these two. And it looks like Black Panther is just holding back a little bit, waiting for that long start to this straight so he can get under his slipstream and get out of it. But Iceman seems to have a great exit. Black Panther is going to come back at him very hard right now because less than half a second. And as you called it, couple, between 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, there is absolutely nothing in it. There's such a long train behind. And there we go, between UK, which is KDB, and Sathak, that looks like a great battle with the Ferrari and the Toro Rosso. Sathak making that move, stick around the outside, going into turn number 1 and making it count because he's got some pace on his hands today.
Yeah, bold stuff right there. Looking down the field, but now look. UK's he's lost the back end. He's losing it all over. Let's see if he can get collision. Luckily there's no more collision with the rest of the pack. He has a lot of damage.
Now he's dropping a whole bunch of places off these guys. He's got a big train. Everyone from Black Sheep and everyone from Richard to AM to Freeman, and AM's made up a huge bunch of places starting back at the grid. pace. So he's got a long frame behind him. And of course, his damage is reduced. He went in the wall. He's probably got some front wing. Yeah, there we go. He's running without one of the sides.
Lot more stuff between the players. So he's lost it. Black Sheep's losing a whole lot of places there. Oh, and the rest of the pack is going to slowly gobble up KDB now. Let's see how much longer he can. And I think is Raghunathan making a move around the outside. No, he's unable to make the move. And he's spun around and he's lost a lot of positions. That's unfortunate for the Formula 2 driver. Oh my. Let's see if he can get back.
These guys, and I hope they're probably all going to jump to the pit lane at the moment, because these guys, are they not? They don't have any damage. They went in the wall pretty hard, that Mercedes. And both the Mercedes boys, Mahaveer Raghunathan and Shubham Das, now battling each other. Mahaveer now and Shubham Das with
side by side. Oh, there's a bit of contact. Both of them make it alive. SD making the move on Raghunathan. Let's see. Oh, there's a bit of a dive.
Oh, he's gone down the inside. They're both on completely different strategies. There's one from the soft, one from the hard. And Mahaveer looks like he's going to get that move done on Freeman, on Shubham Das right now, because he does have that line, but up in front.
A bit of a switch back, and he's going around the outside. Oh, but Raghunathan breaks very late. And there's another. Oh, wait. There's more argy-bargy stuff between the Mercedes drivers. Let's see who comes out on top. And Raghunathan keeps the position for now. Oh my, this is spicy stuff.
Battle up in front, because right now Adil Chinoy has been putting in some stonkers, and he's got back up in his. He's got half a second now between the top two. So I wonder if we can go see those guys and get into the action, because behind them as well, the battle for the last place on the podium as well. Half a second. There we go. Adil Chinoy seems to have made up a lot of ground and completely mauling this right now, because he's now half a second behind Amit Kuti, and he's gaining in that slipstream, but just a little too far back. Amit Kuti and him both lock up. Going in a turn 1, going in a turn 2, now in a turn 3, and that short little straight until they get into sector 2. But right now, Adil, there we go, 4/10. He seems to have made up a little bit of time, still riding in his quick stream. I wonder if he's ever going to get this move done. And ooh, he's getting really
It's coming, Anjan. It's just a matter of time. Looking at pit stops,
getting them flipped. So I'm just sitting and waiting right now, couple, because he's putting in purple sectors as well. So he is much quicker than Amit, because he's coming back at him through the S's. I wonder if he's going to take him down and wait till that long start to straight, then take him, couple.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to bide his time now. He knows he has the pace. Let's see how much longer he takes to make the move. But looking at the rest of the pack, Iceman and UK have made the pit stop on the hard tire. No, it's some other tire for. Okay, it doesn't matter. But yeah, the pit stop window has opened up. It is almost half the race. The soft runners will look to pit maybe this lap or next lap. Let's see. Yeah.
Well, so like you said, couple, because these guys are, the pit window is going to open right now, and Amit, there we go, he's riding in a slipstream down that side.
It's time for the overtake. Down the inside.
He's going to get that move done on the outside, and he gets it done, coming in a turn 1. What a move, Adil Chinoy in the Alfa Romeo. But Amit Kuti is not going to sit back and take this, because he's going to come back at Adil Chinoy right now, because Amit Kuti is not going to be happy about that move. And what a super move by the IRC driver, Adil Chinoy, going into turn 1 of the Alfa Romeo, trail breaking his way into section number 2. That is a super move, couple.
Absolutely. Now these guys are going to take a bit of a rest. I think the next round of attack is going to come after the pit stop window. But in the meantime, P4 and P5 between the IRC boys, they're going side by side. Let's hope that there's no contact between them.
Between the Renault and the Ferrari right now, it sounds like an AM. AM has made up huge ground up in the 6th place, starting from the back of the grid. So like you said, one of the quickest drivers that we've seen in IRCs to recent times has come up here, but ultimately as well have got some quick boys, and right now up ahead is a great battle between the IRC boys and the UltimateE boys. So it's great to see right now couple, but at the moment with AM and Satvik with these Gupta IRC boys, I mean, tell me about these guys, because I don't know much about them apart from Satvik. I've seen him race a couple of times, but AM seems to have some mad pace around here.
Oh yeah, now let's see, because the pit stop window is going to come into play. AM is definitely one of the faster boys here, but he does have a couple of issues with his consistency.
Amit Kuti is pitted from 2nd place, so he's now down into 4th. Getting himself on the medium tires, so let's see if he comes down. I mean, getting himself on the softer tires, I think, when he comes back out. Just change the grid up, because a lot of these guys seem to have gotten the pits, and they're all running very, very different strategies. Of course, the top 5 right now on their soft tires, but Amit Kuti now is on his medium tires. He's come out about half a second behind behind KDB, and I wonder if he's going to get him through, because in that Force India, in that Force India, in that Racing Point rather, not Force India. So used to saying it all the time, very, very hard. On the inside, is going to get that move done between Richard and KDB. That's some great racing between Force India and the Hearts. Between these two guys, and that's actually opened the door. Looks like a Freeman to come through, because
that's Smith getting back up the field, having his pit stop. The issue is that he's done it with this traffic, and that's going to be a bigger task for him. If Chinoy can, Chinoy has pitted. Let's see where he comes out.
Chinoy is hitting he's gotten the pits now. So this is Amit's outlap, and the traffic right now is not doing him any good, because he needs to have an absolute stonker of a lap far ahead. And there we go. Amit Kuti now in the last sector. Adil Chinoy leaving the pits. Amit Kuti is going to come around the last corner as Adil leaves the pits, and he's not going to get out ahead of him, because there we go. There's Amit Kuti. He's now blasting down that start-finish straight over 300 kilometers an hour, trying to catch Adil Chinoy, who's now 3.2 seconds ahead of him.
That is a massive gap for an overcut. That is good. That is a big problem for Amit, because now Chinoy is on fresher tires and he has this huge gap to make up.
He's on. Amit's definitely on one lap old tires, and Adil Chinoy, the way he caught him on the tops, definitely had the pace on this track to Amit Kuti, because he got him at about 2/10 a lap by the time he got him on lap number 7 before he pitted. Great to watch. So I can only see Adil Chinoy now pulling away a little bit from Amit Kuti, and Amit Kuti coming off the 24-hour Le Mans stint. Great to see him put up that super battle right now, because he's still maintaining second place. Freeman in third, Black Sheep in fourth, ST in fifth, Iceman in sixth, Black Panther in seventh, Safik in eighth, Vilas in ninth, Safak in eighth, 10th place. AM now, it looks like he's made that pit stop as well just now, and he's dropped back a few places. He's gonna make some time up, because for sure the gap between
AM and Wicks, is that Sathak Ray? No, they're going side by side into the X's, and AM makes a move, dominating, putting down the authority on the Ferrari driver. Now he wants to make up as many positions as he can. The next driver is Wicks up ahead, who's on his older medium tires. Let's see if he should be able to make this move.
I don't think Wicks is going to put up too much of a fight in front of Amit Kuti, because he can see he's just letting him go right there, because Amit Kuti is not going to let him go that easily, because he definitely does need a pit, because he's got a little bit of time to go with 8 laps remaining as we go across the line right now. AM right now, 10th place.
Iceman making a move on SD right now, and he's the first one who's made the pit stop and made a massive undercut on his teammate Black Panther. Now he's all the way up in P5 now, so it's a great recovery drive from him.
Last 2 positions right now, he definitely needs to go and change his tires. But there we go, coming back between SD and Iceman. We were just talking about the Mercedes and the Haas, still inseparable as we go through this race. These two guys have been battling through the field throughout, and Shubham Das, he's giving Iceman a run for his money with his J drop, which is brilliant to watch right now, because up ahead, it doesn't look like Amit Kuti is closing. He's maintaining that gap about 2.3, 2.7, still 4 seconds between Adil Chinoy, Amit Kuti, first and second place. Freeman behind him having a lonely race out there. 7 seconds behind the leaders. But the Black Sheep seems to be coming at him really, really hard. Because is that the Black Panther?
Black Panther, yeah.
I have not seen him move around the outside of that turn like that. An audacious dive around the outside.
Very sneaky move indeed.
Yeah, I don't think Sathik saw that move coming. ST saw that move coming, because he did make an ST. He does dive into the pits right now, because he does. He's 9 laps old on these tires. Definitely needs fresh tires. But I'm wondering where guys like Mahaveer Raghunathan, they're right now 18th. He's right now 18th, leading. I think Spirit got on the hards. So he just Spirit got on the mediums as well. So he's got, he can make up a couple of places. The guys in front of him are on much older tires. But then we some mad action up and down the field. Now with the pit stops, with everyone seem to be doing their pit stops at this point in time, things will settle down, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got 7 laps left of this UltimateE and IRC F1 20,000 farewell GP. We're racing in Mexico, the off-roamer Hermanes Rodriguez, and we have Adil Chinoy now with a comfortable 2.7 second lead with 1 lap fresh tires over Amit Kuti, Iceman in 3rd place. So a couple right now, we've got things settling down up and down the field. We saw much closer racing before the pit stops. We just got to give these guys to get their eye in on these new tires, because it's bunch up towards the end again.
Yeah. So now the people to really look out for right now are the people on the softs like SD and Black Sheep. I can see that Black Sheep's already made so much ground on his teammate. Let's see how quickly he can make the move, because KD's on 5-lap old hard tires, so this move should be well and done before the end of the 3rd sector, I hope.
Because he's still got a little bit of gap behind him with the Black Sheep and KDB. They still be battling it out through and through. So this is for 13th and 14th place, ladies and gentlemen. So there's a bit of a gap right now up ahead as things just settle down. But there for third place, looks like the Black Panther Lord Beauty has got the Iceman because he's less than a second behind him now. When we move up third place, and he's got newer tires on him. But there we go. AM as we talked about it, AM makes another place up in the fifth place. He's only 4 seconds now. Behind the Black Panther, and if the Black Panther and Iceman get into a battle, that's going to bring AM along. It's going to bring Carey along for this battle.
The other boys fighting will not help them. They should team up and try to bring down the gap, but the gap between second and third is massive, 11.6 seconds. The top two is just flown away from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, but that looks like that's a lonely race he was having for a while until the Black Panther got the Iceman right there. Because the Black Panther got 1 second behind. The Iceman seems to keep a little bit honest and maintaining that 1 second gap. I don't know if he's going to let him get in that DRS zone, because if he does, he's going to have big troubles, because the DRS here is super effective.
Indeed, the high altitude is going to make for very effective slipstreaming and DRS. Now Black Panther still under a second behind his teammate. I can only hope that he can close the gap. He does have fresher tires compared to his teammate. We have 5 laps to go, and let's see if he can make that gap down.
To correct it, Black Panther's teammate is Freeman. He's in the Red Bull and he's battling the Haas, which is
My apologies. I meant his ILR teammate.
ILR teammate, there we go. But just on the game's point, they're in the Red Bull and the Haas are battling each other. The last spot on the podium. And as we go into the closing stages, this is the penultimate couple of closing stages. With 5 laps to go now, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like everyone's made that pit stop. They're all on completely different tire strategies. Couple of them on mediums, couple of them on softs, couple of them on hards. Adil Chinoy now looks like he's extended that gap by another couple of tenths to 3.3 seconds behind Amit Kuti. And Amit Kuti's got a comfortable 12-second lead over ILRT Iceman. But Black Panther behind him seems to be catching him very, very quickly. And they seems to be taking a 10th out of every single lap. These guys are rather equally matched couple.
Oh yeah. These people have been battling all the time in IRC, and they're just continuing the battle right here in UltimateE. Nothing to separate them at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, between Richard and KD now. Okay, not bad. Okay. Yeah, the Racing Point is getting really close to the diffuser of KD. Let's see if he can make a move on to the start-finish straight. They're on equal tires right now, so it's all to play for here.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are, like you said, are on absolute tires right now with half a second between these guys, and there's giving no quarter between the Force India of Richard and the Haas of KDB. So these guys, again, KDB seems to be getting into some crazy battles up and down the field all through the day today, couple, which is really interesting to watch. There we go. Richard down the inside. I wonder if he's going to get him in turn one, because KDB is probably going to come back and on the cut back into the next straight, because that's exactly what KDB is trying to do. Get onto his gearbox now, get a great exit. If he can come back, hang on to him, he just might get him. But Richard in front looks like he's got DRS, so it's going to give him a little bit of advantage now, coming through the first sector and into the turn number 4 and 5. There we go, as it's in the corners. He closes up much more. KD, what some big tail out from Richard, and KDB now is going to give him the advantage down the SS to the next DRS zone, because if he sticks with it, he is going to get DRS down that zone and probably take him into turn 1, but probably take him into the last couple of corners. But I wonder if he's going to sit back and wait and think about waiting for that long start to the straight just with 3 laps left to go now, couple.
Yep, you can definitely look from his ERS that he is conserving, he's harvesting his ERS, ready for another charge as they exit, as they enter the stadium section. So I believe within the next 2 corners, he's going to go on to maximum deployment and make a charge for Richard.
I mean, because he's got him in his sights right now. It's the battle between 6 and 7 at the moment between the Ferrari and the Renault of Satvik and Sarthak and Satvik. Get so confused with his name. Sorry, gentlemen. There we go. That's the battle up there. For the battle now, for 3rd place, it looks like it's even closer at this point.
Side by side. Oh,
between the 2. between KDB right now and Richard. They still haven't giving no quarter to each other as they go past each other. Absolutely no quarter given. But our broadcast, I wonder, he go back up to the fourth place, who's Black Panther. We can see him because he's now with 3 laps to go for the last spot on the podium. With a great battle happening there.
Oh, goes wide there, and Rich is going to make the move into the starting of the second sector. That's an amazing move there. And now SD's losing the fish. Oh, sorry, he's losing the back end there. But now SD's right there in this battle too with his fresh, soft tires.
These tires are way fresher. And ST, of course, on these softer tires will have over a second advantage per lap on these guys on the medium and the hards. So this is a great little battle. We're watching the 2 guys on the soft, 1 guy in the hards behind them, 1 guy in the mediums. Coming in both. So Richard definitely on a disadvantage on older medium tires compared to the softer tires. These guys are running in the Haas and the Mercedes. But back up in front, looks like Arjun and Iceman is still nothing off the hit. But the last spot on the podium with 2 laps left to go. As we go along this track, and the Autodromo, Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico State.
It looks like Sarthak and Sarthak are still trading positions with every single lap. This is going side by side every single time into the sector 1. And this time the Renault gets the position. Now going back into ST, ST is making a charge into KDB and gets to start the pair of them into turn 1.
How much later he could break on those softer tires? He had so much more advantage on the softer tires going into that second 1. But there we go. I don't think these medium tires are going to be enough for him to come back on SD right now, because SD looks like he has the job done. Also seems to be pulling away a little bit. But KDB blocked in so many battles today, up and down the field, in the midfield, and that's how exciting it always gets. But back up now in the first, right up on top, it looks like 3.2 seconds. Adil Chinoy seems to maintain the to Amit Kuti, and the battle for 3rd place right now with 2 laps on the penultimate lap. As we go around these last couple of corners, we are gonna see a super battle, because the Black Panther on these medium tires, on medium tires that are 2 laps older or 2 laps younger rather than the Iceman. He does have the advantage, he does have the pace, he does have the DRS as well. So it's all working in his favor. But the Iceman weaving from the right side to the left side of the track, not doing him any good, not trying to give him his slipstream at all. But there we go. So some great little battles going on up and down the field. So as we go on into the last couple of laps.
Yeah, but there is a sad news for Myth. He does have a 3-second time penalty, which he did accrue over the race, so that may put him out of contention for the race win this time around. But now the battle for P5, P6, my bad, is still going on. They're going side by side. They're literally banging wheels into the end of sector 1. They're using all of the track and then some, and still going side by side. There's nothing literally separating these two, and there's collision between them.
Wall, he's just put him in the wall. That was a massive understake he got going in and jumped back in the Ferrari, putting the Renault on the wall. But he's going to start the S's and the Renault and the Ferrari boys just giving no quarter to each other. But in front of them right now, the battle up and down the field, a couple of these battles up and down the field has been going through. We're on board now with Black Panther in the Red Bull, still chasing Iceman on the last lap as we come around the first race of this Mexican Grand Prix.
This very well might be his last chance. Let's see if he dives down the inside. Very close.
He's gonna make this move because he's keeping it super clean. But does he have
time for a switch back? No, he sticks it around the outside. The door closes on him, and Iceman's going around the outside and keeps the position.
He's gonna have DRS. He's gonna get DRS Black Panther again down the next DRS sector, and he does seem to be gaining on him in the corners, but in the straights does seem to be a little further back from him. So he's not getting too much of an advantage, because it looks like that weaving he's been doing on the start position. I wonder if these guys have any penalties as well.
When you look at that AM right on the back of them, man, if he only had 1 or 2 more laps, he would have really made a good show.
Yeah, well, AM unfortunately starting back to grid, but great showing by him. Bring it all the way up to the 5th place with a contention of a podium battle on the last lap. And it's brilliant watching these 2 guys battle ahead of him, because he's waiting in the wings to pick up pieces. But as we say that, Adil Chinoy goes around the line and crosses and comes in 1st place. Amit Kuti in 2nd, with Iceman Arjun now holding up the Black Panther as much as he can. He's done this with 4, 5, 6 laps almost, and it looks like he's going to hold him across the line. He does take 3rd place, brilliantly driven, with the Black Panther and AM right behind them, less than a second between those two, 4th and 5th. What a super battle that was all the way up and down, and a great drive by AM as well. So,
Well, the surprising thing is between Satvik and Sarthak, who've been battling all race long. At the end of the day, penalties came into play, and they finally switched positions after the end of the race. My
Yeah, the penalties in this game are automated, so we will know when they come through. And as they do stand, going across like he's riding on board 3 minutes now in the Red Bull. Looks like he's going to finish in 11th place. Richard in 12th. In the Force India will finish in 12th place. Vix looks like he's going to finish in 3rd place. 13th place in the Ferrari. Tanny behind him in the McLaren.
Wix dropping a couple of positions because of penalties there, not keeping it so clean.
And yeah, Mahaveer Raghunathan, and it looks like KDB looks like, is that UK? Is KDB or who is that? Because he looks
I think
like
UK is a different person.
sorry, UK. Utkarsh Kumar. So Utkarsh Kumar has dropped a bunch of places. Looks like penalties come into play as well. But what an exciting first race there, couple. And here we go with Adil now taking the spoils for Alfa Romeo on the full 25 points, along with that fastest lap. With Amit Kuti now in 2nd place. Great showing by him on the F1 2019 game.
You can see that sarcastic clap from Mit. He'll definitely want to bring it back in the 2nd race.
That's for sure, because we know how quick these guys are. It was a great battle watching these two. Of course, right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go straight into race number 2. It will be a reverse grid of the top 8. So when I say reverse grid of the top 8 and everyone else starts as they are, which means Adil and Amit Kuti Adil will start 8th, Amit Kuti will start 7th, and there we go forward, and we go forward as is. In this first race, Adil Chinoy takes the spoils for Alfa Romeo with Amit Kuti in 2nd place. The Iceman in the Haas in 3rd. Black Panther for Red Bull in 4th. AM, superb drive, went back and took place all the way from the back of the grid. Of course, incurring a few penalties along the way. Satvik and Sarthak interchanging positions right at the end. Brilliant drive between Renault and Ferrari. Entertained us well throughout the battle. SD in 8th place. Black Sheep in 9th place. KDB, who's finally there in 10th place, who we've been talking about. Freeman in 11th, Richard in 12th, Tanny in 13th place, Viral Joe in 14th place, Mahaveer Raghunathan in 15th. So we can see a lot more from these guys, because these guys are going to start, like we said, the top 8 will be a reverse grid. So we're just waiting for the grid to set themselves up, and we will go racing in absolutely no time again. So that's exactly what we've been watching so far. But couple, this second race again, with these guys starting further back and damage being reduced, and we know how the carnage going into turn 1 that normally happens. These guys are in the midfield. What are you expecting?
I'm expecting nothing less than absolute perfection all over again. Let's see, because from the podium that I can notice now, SD will be starting at the front, who is Raghunathan's teammate. So it's a good showing for Mercedes come round 2. The thing, as we noticed from race 1, it's not the most beneficial to start from first position, because the starting straight is so long that you basically lost your position come turn 1. So it's all to play for here, man. There's no catching a breath here, because there's tons of action, and you saw it here first.
Absolutely, because there's always tons of action, like Kapil was saying, up and down grid like we had in the first, exactly like he said, like we had in the first race. And that first, it doesn't matter if you start on pole, because like we saw with Adil, starting the first race on pole, by the end of corner 2, corner 3, he dropped down to 4th and 5th place, but then made a superb drive, catching Amit Kuti, who was 3 seconds ahead of him at one point, and caught him on his own merit, putting in some absolute stompers of the laps and winning that race, who will now start in 8th place. So it's going to be great to see what he can do in 8th place, because the kind of speed he had in the last race, I can only expect to see a lot more here.
Yeah, and this time around, AM's going to be starting, I believe, in P5. P4. And this time you can really see his true pace come with the fast boys. He's gonna put in a really hard time for the ILR boys. Let's see if he can come out on top.
Yeah, because we've got Amit Kuti, AM, who's carry, and Adil Chinoy, who are some super fast drivers from both ends of the spectrum. And these guys, we've actually seen the true pace of Amit Kuti and Adil Chinoy when they battled out last time out, and an excellent comeback all the way from the back of the grid up into 5th place, half a second off a podium by the time we crossed the line from AM. So like Kapil was saying, it's going to be a cracker that we're in for right now, because these guys starting in the middle of the pack, all right next to each other, and with a couple of slower cars up ahead in front, there's probably anything and everything to play for.
True, but there is a bigger element of strategy come the second race, because they're not constricted constrained to starting on the faster tires, so they can opt to start with whatever tire they want. So they may even start on the medium tire for the beginning of the race.
And so if they do, yeah, then they're just going to go longer and the stints are going to get extended, and then we see stops much later in the game, unlike we saw last time on lap 5 and lap 6.
Yeah, so we'll see who takes the gamble and goes for the soft tire and see who does the reverse strategy. Let's see.
Since there's no safety car, the safety car is off and damage is on, especially in Mexico. For me, if you had to switch tires and want to go the distance because you might pick up a little bit of damage in the beginning, you probably want to start on the stops right up ahead and then figure out what you want to do with yourself, because Mexico always gives us so much stock power, always gives us so much action. And between guys like Mahaveer Raghunathan, Amit Kuchi, Adil Chinoy, Utkarsh Kumar, Black Panther Freeman, we've seen so many of these guys in race number 1, battled it out throughout, and they gave us so much entertainment. That's exactly what we're in for in race number 2, because we're almost ready to go racing again. We're just setting the grid up for you guys. If you're just joining us, this is UltimateE and IRC's F1 2019 Farewell GP at Mexico Circuit, the Autodromo Hermanes Rodriguez, and we are battling for unbelievable pride. That is what is on stakes today. And of course, there's all the championship points that are being handed out, with Adil Chinoy taking 25 points in the first race for Alfa Romeo, and Amit Kuchi then taking 18 points for Williams. And there was a great battle between the two while it lasted. But Adil Chinoy looks like he took the spoils. Absolutely no mercy and no quarter given coming.
Absolutely, you couldn't have said any better. The funny thing is, these drivers are absolutely ruthless. They have no issues extending the track and then some. They are very happy to go side by side throughout the first and second sector, and they have no intention of giving any space to their competitors. So yeah, it's only going to get more intense come round 2.
Yeah, that's exactly like you said. It's only going to get more intense because we've seen these guys and we've seen their pace. We've seen exactly how hard they battle. And like we were saying earlier, there's no quarter given. It's like they drive with their elbows are constantly coupled.
Yeah, absolutely. You can just imagine spikes coming out of their cars, just ready to tear up the competitor. It's like Mad Max all over again, but yeah.
I mean, even if it's Mad Max all over again, we can't. These cars aren't as bulky as those Mad Max cars.
But that's not stopping the drivers here tonight. They got their elbows out and they have no intention of putting it back in.
Yeah, exactly. Like they have, like you said, they have no intention of putting it back in. That's exactly what we're going to be up for. We're just waiting for all these drivers to get ready. They're all up and running at the moment. I think the grid's also been set, so we'll be ready up in a couple of seconds. We will go to race number 2 at Mexico Circuit, the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, and we've got 10 incredible Formula One teams with the best talent from India, from the Indian racing sim world, racing with us today from UltimateE and IRC. Of course, we've got 10 Formula One teams in here as well. Each of these guys have 2 guys in them, who are very, very quick. And like we saw first time out, where I'm waiting to see the likes. You know, you talk about people like Shivam Das, who's your admin, Danny, who is really, really good, KDB, who we saw battling up and down. I wonder if we'll see a lot more of them this race up, because we'll be starting higher up in the field couple.
Yeah. SD is definitely a contender, and he's one of the more consistent and down-to-earth guys, so he would definitely want to keep his position. And he's not one of the argy-bargy guys, but yeah, his style tonight was nothing short of exemplary, I would say. But coming back to the guest stars tonight, we've had an unfortunate showing from Raghunathan so far. Yeah, I mean, he's had a bit of a spin in the middle of the race. Let's hope that he has a bit of a better race in the second round. Unfortunately, because of this reverse grid, he does start right at the back. It's going to be difficult for him to come off the field. Let's hope that he has better showing next time around. I think the boys are readying up now. They changed their mind.
I just also got word, because we were running a Le Mans series before this, and the Le Mans boys have finally finished a 24-hour stint. Of course, Amit Kuchi was part of the LMP2 that finished 11th, which is phenomenal for these guys. And that LMP2 team, it looks like they put out everything, because the boys that were driving that drove 24 hours straight, from Amit, Sai Sanjay, Arjun Mani, Jordan Albert, Muhammad Ibrahim, brilliant drive by those guys. And as they just finished the Le Mans racing series, and at the Porsche, the GT E Cup that's also just been done has also concluded. where our boys are racing and have just also finished a commendable 26th position, because they started all the way at the back of the grid after qualifying hassle. And between Arman, Rohan Shankar, Adil Chinoy, and Sohail Shah, they put on a great showing and bringing it straight back into F1. We're almost ready to go racing now. So just bring it up. Just a huge shout out to those guys at Le Mans for finishing it through. But driving straight back into F1. I've got a couple beside me. But an UltimateE and IRC's F1 2019 farewell GP at Mexico, and we're almost ready to go racing. The drivers right now are setting themselves up. This is going to be race number 2. It's 25% race once again. So an 18 lap race around this superb circuit, 7,000 feet above sea level, with 2 DR zones and 17 corners, with very, very, very fast straights, where DRS is super effective with those low aero packages out here. That's exactly what we're going to be in for a cracker, because we've got some of the best drivers across India racing this Formula 1 20,000 game in this UltimateE and IRC's farewell GP. And that's what we're going to look for, because we saw some of the usual suspects: Adil Chinoy, Amit Kuti, and Gary, who made some superb drives out the last time out, gave us some great battles up and down the field. And we're waiting for a couple of these guys to show up, like Mahaveer Raghunathan, Shukun Das, Juneja, Satvik, and Sarthak, of course, gave us that battle, but they're inseparable throughout, and we're almost ready to go. We're just as long as the stick marks now come up, and then the 5 lights will go out, and the checkered flag will drop at the end of 18 laps. And of course, pit stops come into play. And like Kapil mentioned earlier, definitely interested to see what kind of tires the top guys are starting on, because if they do start on the harder tires, we're in for a long stint until they pit. But on the softer tires, with the chaos and carnage, and they're so much quicker, we're going to have a lot to look out for. And the 5 lights are going to go out anytime soon. There we go. The 5 lights go out, and that's a great start by ST up in front. But in third place, Black Panther already moving up 2 places. Satvik as well moving up behind him.
You're going 3 wide into turn 1.
Iceman now in the 5th place, and Amit Kuti up in the 6th place. But it's 5 wide going into turn 1, and all moving up the inside. I think that was Adil who tried to make that move down the inside. Seems to be taken out of it. Down in the 4th place, but a lot of guys up in front seem to be losing huge amounts of track. And Black Panther now seems to come out ahead out of all that carnage in turn number 1, out in the 1st place. But he's now battling Satvik, coming out very hard at him in the Renault between Black Panther and Satvik. I think he's made a little bit of a mistake, so AM is going to take over in 2nd place right now. And around the outside, that move is not going to hurt Satvik. Very hard to do so. But AM right now on Black Panther's tail, coming in with the 2nd sector of his track down the S's right now, with AM now half a second behind Black Panther. Adil Chinoy seems to drop back now, making up a little bit of ground. Mahaveer Raghunathan now in 5th place. So great to watch him up there. I want to see what he's going to do from here, because we know an ex-Formula 2 driver knows these tracks, knows these cars like the back of his hand.
Making a move on. Satvik is moving off the field again. He's back into P3. Man, Mahaveer Raghunathan insane starting from all the way back, all the way to P5, the end of the 1st sector itself. Myth unfortunately had a bad showing. Now he's down in P10. But Danny is,
he has a pace with all the guys ahead of him, so he will come back very, very quickly. But I think he's dropping down the order again.
He has damage, so he's pitting for the hard tires. So does Iceman.
These guys are damaged now. Will pit. What was that move coming in? The Black Sheep and Mahaveer are trying to go battling with each other. The Toro Rosso and the Mercedes. Whoa, I think the Black Sheep discarded him a little bit. Mahaveer breaking a little too early, or getting a little slippery out of that corner. But the Black Sheep now seems to have super pace compared to Mahaveer down the inside. I think he's made him spin. And
that's the second Mercedes spinning around at the end of sector 1. Oh, and he's coming back on the circuit.
He's coming back on the circuit. The Toro Rossos as teammates now, taking it to Mahaveer Raghunathan. So we've got a lot of battle at Mahaveer between Utkarsh and the Black Sheep, getting sandwiched and hustled by the Toro Rossos, working as a team in tandem there. But up in front, AM now half second behind the Black Panther, still keeping him there. But Adil Chinoy 1.3 seconds. I wonder if he's going to make up that time, because he does have the pace on this track and knows it now after he finished that 1st race. All these guys seem to be pushing on the harder compound. Sorry, couple.
Absolutely. Now, big loser so far has been Myth and Iceman, who has damage at the end of the 1st lap. Raghunathan's still keeping it alive in P6. Black Sheep making an absolute mockery of him at the end of sector 1. But now Satvik trying to claw back and just stick around the back of Chinoy.
Oh, Chinoy is all bricked himself almost every other corner he's going into right now. That's how hard he's pushing. But Satvik staying on his tail, not letting him breathe at all. With the black sheep and the rest of the guys far behind. I wonder what happened. Ahmed Kuti now down in 16th place, 21 seconds behind this pack. So he's got a monster stint to do. 15 laps on his hard tires if he can. But all the way up and down the field, superb little battles. It looks like Sarthak as well has lost about 12 places, starting all the way up there on the grid. So he's been one of the big losers, starting up there with Ahmed Kuti as well. Looks like Iceman as well lost 11 places, or down in 17th place. So couple doesn't look like the guys who started off in the front did not seem to get clean away into turn one.
Yeah, the first lap, turn one, was absolute pandemonium. There's absolutely no way. You just have to cross your heart and hope that you make it out alive. And that's what exactly Raghunathan managed to do. Slingshotting his way up from P15 to P6. So yeah. This is just pure luck, I would say, in that situation.
Between him and the Toro also behind Utkarsh as well, these two guys made up 10 places each, so they made up some huge places, just staying on a trouble. Here we go, fourth of lead. This is AM against Black Panther, which is Lord Butin, and Lord Butin's been rather slow through these sectors. I think it's, AM, not Ahmed Kuti, but AM who's carry in the Williams now, taking it to him. Black Panther, absolutely nothing in it, but AM, you've seen him break. Whoa, they're coming in so close. He's breaking so much later than the Black Panther.
Yeah, he's applying all the pressure that he can. He does not, because he knows that Chinoy is right on the back of him. He wants to get this move done and get some position, some distance between him and Chinoy, because Chinoy is on the harder tire and he's keeping on the back of AM. So
AM, we know last time out, started back in the grid, finished in 5th and was half a second off that podium spot. So we know the space he's got, but Adil Chinoy now seems to have dropped a couple of seconds and catching him as well. So he's coming to this party if these guys start a battle like this.
Yep, Panther is looking really out of shape there. Let's see if he can get a good exit, because AM's right about to pounce him onto the back, into the home straight. He's got DRS. Let's see if he can get the move done.
He does not. He's in his slipstream right now, coming down that long straight. He is getting closer. He's getting closer. He's going down the inside. He's got enough pace because it looks like he's going to get this move done. Coming in at turn number 1, and like last time, AM now fights his way back up and earns that first place, making that move count in turn number 3 and 4. But there we go. Black Panther now is on his tail. AM DRS. It looks like he's going to make that move stick, because behind them in third place now, Adil Chinoy is sitting and waiting biding his time in the wings, because he knows this race will come to him eventually.
Oh, looks like Black Panther's got a 3-second time penalty. That's going to bring him down the field at the end of the later on. Looking down at the field, SD is right on. No, my bad. SD, who is under attack from KD. Yeah.
Utkarsh Kumar, who's under attack right now from KD. He's under attack. The Utkarsh is attacking Richard right now, and SD is 1.6 seconds behind him, with KD now a second behind him. So there's a lot of battles going around up and down the field. But one that we need to look out for up and top, I don't know if you've noticed this couple, but the top 3 guys, there are 2 guys on soft and Adil Chinoy on the medium, so he's going to go on that long stint.
Man, the man's got pace to keep up with soft runners. You know that he's a special breed.
Yeah, I mean, if he's got on those mediums, managed to keep that 1 second gap up to who are constantly being carving each other up as they've gone up and down this field with 6 laps now completed. So for the soft tires, we're in that pit stop window once again, couple.
Yep. Looks like. Oh wait, there's a bit of lag. Never mind. Sarthak's making a move on his teammate, using all of the track to show that he's making the move.
He's bringing Thunderbird along with him, who's also might take that place from away, but I don't think he's close enough to make that move count. It's been disappointing for Vix, who lost 2 places in 1 corner, but now he's going to come back now with that DRS on him. I wonder to get him down this move. He's trying to move down the outside, then decided against it because he's still too far back, but definitely has more speed in the Ferrari ahead of him. So,
Yep. He doesn't want to unnecessarily make a dive and have both of them out of the race. They're already down at the back of the field, but still, a finish is better than no finish any day.
Always, I mean, you got to, but first to finish first, you first got to finish. That's exactly as Couple says. We've got to finish this race first. With that being said, you got AM right now, carry in the lead with Black Panther in second, Adil Chinoy in third place. So there's about a second between these guys. And as we're getting into that pit window right now, around the 7th, 8th lap, we know that Adil Chinoy is gonna go longer because he's on those medium tires. So he's got a long stint ahead of him. Probably pitting another 2-3 laps. So when he does come out, he'll be on soft tires against all the medium tires.
Looks like Richard's making a move on Raghunathan into turn 1. That's a clean move.
Clean move, yeah, because Mahaveer didn't look important very much over there. Because Mahaveer knows this probably his in lap right now because he's on those older tires. And the Toro also and SD, that's KD, that's KDB right now, and the SD battling between each other, between the Mercies and Toros. These guys have been super impressive, and also inseparable through this entire Grand Prix, battling up and down with each other. But very, very impressive driving, couple.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic reovertake by SD on the second DRS straight, and it was looking quite antsy for him because UK had just made a move on him, but he kept his composure and got that move back. Now looks like the Mercedes are 7th and 8th. Good showing from them so far. Looks like Raghunathan might be on his in lap right now, as you say. But crucially, Black Panther is still in that 1 second window. So he still has the DRS on AM. So that battle's still not over.
Yeah, like you just call it, because I have a feeling these guys will pit right now because their tires are not going to be able to go any longer than this, because they've been racing so hard with each other and trail braking and late braking into certain corners. But Black Panther keeping up with AM is super impressive. Again, got the DRS, but he's just a little too far back to make that move count. But yeah, couple. I think with these guys, look, I think I have a feeling they are gonna pit as we see them come around, especially the top two, because if they can't hold the tires any longer, that's gonna give Adil Chinoy advantages going through as these tires are to wear.
Absolutely, you can see right at the back of the shots, Chinoy just biding his time, sneakily saying, "Oh, if you're gonna make a mistake, I'm right here to bounce back on you." Yeah. So yeah.
You can see these cars fly through the S's. He knows they have to pit at some point because he's on the mediums. These guys are on the softs. The softs for sure by now are probably showing huge signs of wear. I don't think anybody right now in the entire pack is pitted. I think Danny has crashed out of this race because he's now out of this race as well. But Mahaveer right now in 7th place with SD behind him. So that battle seems to have settled down a little bit. But the closer battles down the field between Freeman and KDB, these two guys, we've just been going at it. And KDB, it looks like he's given us some great racing, some superb entertainment over these last two races.
Yep, and now AM and Black Panther have made their pit stop. And as we see, Freeman is about to make a move on KDB, and AM and Black Panther slot in behind them.
A lot of these guys now diving into the pits at this point as their soft tires start to give out. But that gives Adil Chinoy now back into that race lead. That's where he belongs. That's where he thinks he belongs and wants to belong. Because behind him, the guys that were right behind him between AM and Black Panther, they've now come out in 6th and 7th place on the medium tires, and that's going to give him a little bit of time. But AM now is going to suck in a little bit of traffic, but makes it is an easy job done around the outside on UK on Utkarsh Kumar and the Toro Rosso. But behind him, the Black Panther now going to be a little bit difficult for him to overtake until he gets down past the S's again.
Yep, this sister car is definitely hindering Black Panther right now. But he moves away and gives the position well. Yeah, it's a very wise decision from them.
Not racing each other. These guys are battling for the top spot on the podium, but even that little bit have hold up now. 7/10 behind between AM and Black Panther. But of course, this is now going to give Adil Chinoy, this is going to play out really well into his hands, because these guys have some traffic ahead of him, and some of these guys ahead of ST are on softs. First, Black Sheep and Mahaveer Raghunathan, we know how late they went to pit last time up, because Mahaveer on these softs can take them really, really long. And of course, there you go. And on lap number 10 on soft tires.
No, SD spun out.
SD spun out on the entrance of the pit lane. SD, you had such a great showing with Mahaveer.
Okay, looks like Chinoy's come out of the pits and he's come out behind these two. He's not gone so far out on his medium tires so as not to be undercut completely.
Right now he's on the tail. He's half a second behind the leaders. The gap with the leaders now, there's nothing. And SD now on these soft new tires, which are 1 lap younger than the top two, with 8 laps to go. I wonder if we can massage these tires, get them to last all the way to the end. Because 8 laps, we know these tires do fall off, and these guys on the mediums can go longer. All this traffic is not doing them any good. Locking those tires up, deviating them a lot faster. Fighting with Black Panther, that's giving AM now a little bit of a breather because he's out in front in first place, with Black Panther second, Adil Chinoy in third. But Adil Chinoy, the top three, less than a second between these three.
Yeah, number 49 right now would really want to make quick work of Black Panther when he has those fresher tire advantage, because these tires do degrade quite heavily over 2 laps. But Black Panther just still sticking out ahead of Chennai. He's not making it easy, this overtake. Let's see, come the home finish straight, that DRS is switched on. Let's see how quickly
he's gaining. He's He's got the inside or the outside line rather. Now the inside line switching back. And right behind him, I think he's going to make that move count because he does have pace. And now, there we go. Adil Chinoy, he's made that stick. Made it stick. I don't think Black Panther, with the pace which Adil has, is going to hold on to him for too long. And Adil, now with less than a second between him and AM ahead, is going to come very, very hard back on him. Adil Chinoy showing his class apart from the rest of the field. He's been superb in race number 1. He's been even better, I think, in race number 2, especially getting pushed down and making his way back up. He's earned every single spot. He's on every single place. He's had to work for it. Hasn't been given to him, unfortunately. But if you look at it further down the field, looks Satvik and Vix and Richard and Black Sheep and Mahaveer, Ahmed Kuti now in 9th place behind Mahaveer Raghunathan. So there's a little bit of a battle going on between 8th, 9th, 7th, 8th and 9th at this point in time.
Black Sheep just made an overtake at the beginning of this lap on Mahaveer Raghunathan. Now let's see if we can close down the gap to Richard. Got a 4.2 second gap to cover up, but he is the faster driver.
Because we've got 6 laps remaining, so about 6.5 seconds.
Chinoy and AM going side by side into the half straight.
Lead. I wonder if he's going to get him down this start because he's blasting past him right now, using every bit of that DRS, getting every bit of that track, covering him out, blocking these lines, and gets the move done very, very easily. Putting AM behind him with the Williams, with the AM, we know is no slouch. We know he's super quick, but Adil Chinoy has gone back up in the lead after battling through the pack, pitting and then battling up again. But on those soft tires, all we have to see right now, if those soft tires will hold on for another 6 more laps, couple, because he's got the AM on the mediums behind him.
Yep, now AM just needs to stay with that 1 second gap. He needs to stay in the DRS because if he loses it, it's going to be much difficult come the end of the race. But yes, his tires, Chinoy's tires, will degrade over the next 2-3 laps, and that's when AM can make his charge back up to Chinoy.
Yeah, because if AM does make that charge back up to Chinoy, he's got a lot of work to be done. He's already a second off, now 1.2 seconds off Adil. So Adil looks like
he is running for it. He is gunning for it. He wants to get out of here and just finish off right now.
I don't think he's like, drop the checkered flag, I'm done. But that's not going to happen. He's got 5 laps more to defend against AM. And AM, I think right now he's going to preserve his tires just a little bit.
Chinoy just set the fastest lap of 1:16.2 blistering lap to set 1.3 seconds ahead of him.
No, setting fastest. Adil Chinoy setting fastest laps on those fresher soft tires. But Ahmed Kuti down in 8th place, battling with Mahaveer Raghunathan for 7th and 8th place. So I don't know, Ahmed Kuti on these hard tires, 10 laps old now. So he's had them on ever since lap number 3, and that's super impressive to see if he can take it all the way to the end.
Yep, now he's making the charge on the ex-Formula 2 driver. Let's see if he can make mincemeat of him. He has the older tires, but we cannot deny his racecraft and his pace. Let's see how quickly he gets forward.
Well, Ahmed Kuti and Mahaveer Raghunathan, both these guys, absolute class acts in their own worlds, in their respective fields, of course. But here we go. This is between Ahmed Kuti now, who was battling Mahaveer. We're on board with KDB now again, providing us some mad entertainment as we go along with SD and SD and Utkarsh Kumar ahead of him. So these guys, this is battle for 11th place right now. We're 11th, 12th, following 11th, 12th, 13th on the back end. Sarthak now in 14th place with Ferrari behind him, waiting to pounce on any mistakes these guys make. Because all these guys, very different strategies between them. Because SD on softs, but KD and Sarthak on the mediums holding on to him.
Yeah, these tires are slowly trying to give up, and Yeah, it's not easy to overtake when there's so much traffic and there's a huge DRS train in the midfield. So getting past this is a bit of a task. And I believe the SD's tires are past his best. And looks like UK has lost connection, so that might be an unfortunate event. No, wait, he's got connection back. My bad. Yeah, so Mets now right at the back of Raghunathan. Let's see if he can make the move down the obstacle finish straight.
He has the DRS open. Raghunathan's got the inside line covered with Mahaveer. But Mahaveer, I don't think you're going to see Ahmed Kuti blast past on the outside. Oh, he's holding his line, coming in that next
trying that switchback move, and he slices through the side by side.
I wonder if he's got the tire grip to hold him around the outside, because he's an audacious move, Ahmed Kuti, around the outside of the FPA Formula X2 driver, of the ex-F2 driver, Mahaveer Raghunathan, taking 8th place now on those mighty old tires at 12 laps old. And that's some great driving right there by Ahmed Kuti.
Yep. Now the thing is that Amit's tires are so old that he may not be able to sustain the grip required to stay in front of Raghunathan. So it's still to play for come the end of the race. Raghunathan's story is not over yet.
Because you know how quick he is, and we know he's really, really good. Raghunathan, of course, been driving a lot of sim races across the globe, across talent as well. So it's great to have him on board with us. So I really like having guys like this on board who show us world-class talent, beat up that Formula 2 level as well. So it's great having these guys here. But up and down the field, there's been some great little battles now. We're on board now with Sarthak, who's trying to get the best out of Utkarsh. So Sarthak now, while he and Satvik the last time were in a battle, Sarthak now in a battle with Utkarsh Kumar, and these guys have been giving us so much talk about, so much entertainment with 3 laps remaining now, couple.
Yeah, now SD, yeah, the SD now makes mincemeat of his IRC teammate Freeman on those fresher tires. Let's see if he can get up ahead and make one more move on the Iceman and get back to his teammate. Now he is blocking the inside in anticipation of Freeman, but no, I believe he's got the
move done. So SD now takes over, and SD, of course, through last year admin. He's got the pace to keep it all the way to the end with 3 laps to go now, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second race of UltimateE and IRC F1 2019 Farewell GP at Mexico, with Adil Chinoy now back up in the lead. He led in race number 1. He's got 3 seconds now ahead of AM. So Adil Chinoy, that is some mad pace on these new tires. Of course, these tires will start to fall off anytime now, but he's only got 2 laps to get through, and I think that 3-second gap is something he probably will be able to comfortably maintain as he goes through. With Black Panther now in 3rd place, 14 seconds now clear is of Satvik in 4th place, Richard in 5th. But the Black Sheep and Richard for 5th place on the grid. These guys haven't, they're just, I think, look at how far wide he's gone. But here around the outside, he's going to make that move stick, because the Racing Point seems to be coming back at him. But I think Utkarsh just might have, the Black Sheep just might have enough. Around the outside, he does have enough. He did have enough pace around the outside.
He's right on the back of him. He's not giving up. Let's see if he makes a dive down the inside. No, thinks better of it not to take out both of them.
I don't think that's going to happen. But Ahmed Kuti now closing very quickly on this battle. 3 seconds behind them with 2 laps to go. So he just might be able to catch up with these guys very quickly, already taking 2 tenths out the last sector. But now Richard and Black Sheep, Richard moved down another position, and both these guys are on medium tires. And Ahmed, of course, 14 lap old hard tires in the background. With Adil Chinoy currently leading on the penultimate lap. So this race has gone by so quickly because the battles up and down the field. And now we go, as we just talked about the battles, Richard now coming back on the Black Sheep, because the last time on the South Finish straight is exactly where the Black Sheep took him. So I wonder if Richard is going to pay him back on the penultimate lap for a couple.
Yep, role reversal time here as we move on to the final. It's still 2 more laps to go. Chinoy has crossed the line, yep. And the 2 battles to really look out for right now is this, which is unfolding right in front of you, and the charge by Iceman on Raghunathan. Let's see if he can keep it alive.
Iceman and Raghunathan down there. This is for 8th and 9th place. This is for couple of points in the end as well. With 2 tenths behind him, but Raghunathan not making it easy for any of these guys, making them all go the hard way around the outside.
Oh my, he's closed the door at the end of turn 1.
Yeah. Just close that door, and this is going to give him a lot more drive, because Raghunathan went a little deep in that corner, and we see him now switching the left. No, giving a fourth, a flash that's going to give SD now. He's got 2 places on. SD going to get taken out as well.
Shame there.
SD and Ahmed Kuti as well. moved up a couple of places through that entire.
They're still side by side. Oh my, they're taking.
These guys, so Mahaveer is still not letting Freeman now pass. Iceland seems to have got the job done, and now he's got Freeman behind him to contend with. Whoa, going wide on that corner. He's going to upset him through the S's, but to get one wrong.
Yeah, looks like Raghunathan has major damage there. That's why he's taking his own lines through sector 2.
Massively right now. So Raghuveer giving us some great racing, even with damage on the last lap as we go along. For these guys, if the lap, the leaders on the last lap. There we go. The two Red Bulls of battle. I'm sorry, the Red Bull, the Haas, and the Mercedes. This is for 11th, 12th, and 10th, 11th, and 12th. With battling very, very hard. And Mahaveer on the last lap now is not going to give any quarter. He went down the inside with all that damage.
Oh my, look what he's doing. It's a second move. Oh man, Freeman gets stopped and he's going to go around the other on the pair of them. Oh,
I think he's going to get 2 places up there. Whoa, that is close. But up again between Mahaveer now still keeps his nose out in front ahead of these two guys. I wonder how he's doing this with his Freeman and KDB now battling this battle as well. So this is mad racing, and Freeman seems to make the move done with KDB now trying to get both of them. But Mahaveer on the inside still sticking his nose up in front. What great racing by Mahaveer.
Freeman trying to go around the outside of Raghunathan, and KDB taking the punch. He's going to force him wide. Now let's see as we move on to the last 2 sectors of the race.
As we say that, as we're following these guys around, Mahaveer giving us some super racing. Adil Chinoy wins race number 2. But these guys, Mahaveer, he's touched wheels again, gone wide. He's going to upset his drive coming in that last sector.
Can Freeman take advantage, take the pair of them into the stadium section?
I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
There's Sarthak coming on the outside. He's making a move down the inside of the 270-degree corner.
Cars behind him. Not going to give any quarter. The line comes up very quickly in this second race because he's going to now come across the line. I wonder where he'll finish after the penalty. There we go. Well, I finished ahead of the pack on the track, but the penalties popped him way down and Mahaveer give us some super exciting racing with 5 cars. We're making his car as wide as possible, not letting 5 cars through. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen, for race number 2. Adil Chinoy now finishing up in first place on a superb drive where he made it back up and earned that first place. That makes it 2 out of 2, and of course, he wins this championship of the UltimateE and IRC's F1 2019 Farewell GP. Couple, what great racing between guys.
Man, I am lost for words here because Raghunathan really showed everyone who's boss. Made his car as wide as possible and absolutely gave no inch of his track to anyone else. But yeah, a fantastic race from him. A pleasure having him on board.
Absolutely, because it was great entertainment on those last 2 laps by Mahaveer. But let's not take anything away from Adil, because it's been a super race by him on the top step of the podium for the second time in the second race. And that brings us to the conclusion of this UltimateE and IRC's F1 2019 Farewell GP, with Adil Chinoy going to take the championship. AM behind him, Black Panther in 3rd, Satvik in 4th, Amit Kuti in 5th place. Great comeback drive by him. Black Sheep in 6th place, SD in 7th, Richard in 8th, Iceman in 9th, Satvik in 10th, KDB, superb racing and great entertainment by him as well. 11th place, Vic in 12th place, Human in 13th, Mahaveer Raghunathan dropped back into 14th. Great battle of the last couple of races, absolute legend. UK, who's in 15th place, PRL showed 16th, Thunderbird in 17th, and Danny down in 18th place with DNF. What a great showing we've had today for the Formula 1, the boys on the PC. There's some super battles up and down the order. But with Kapil, thank you very much for having this. Great putting this together, great commentating alongside you. And from this, we're going to now move straight into the GT battle between India and Argentina, which we're going to go live in about 5 minutes at 9 p.m. tonight. So it's going to be great to watch as well. But from UltimateE and IRC, thank you for joining us. The F1 2019 Farewell GP. We've had 2 cracker of races at Mexico, and we will see you soon. Thank you and good night.